Let's talk about how information technologies are used to gain a competitive advantage. Most companies invest heavily in information technology and still fail to gain the real competitive advantage. Enterprise systems get implemented, dashboards get built, data gets funded, and AI pilots get launched. Yet when you look across industries, very few organizations can point to a durable edge that clearly came from their information technology. And the problem is not the technology. The problem is what leaders expect technology to do for them. The companies that win use information technology very differently than the ones who fall behind. They do not treat technology as an answer engine, they treat it as a sensing system. By the end of this discussion, you will understand how information technologies contribute to competitive advantage, why most companies misuse them, and how leaders can interpret early signals and turn technology into advantage that holds rather than evaporates. Now, competitive advantage comes in solving important problems better, not from owning better tools. Information technology creates competitive advantage only when they organize and solve more important problems faster, more accurately, and more importantly, faster than their competitors. Now, this sounds obvious, but it's where most organizations go wrong. They start with the tool, they don't start with the problem. A CRM system does not create advantage. An ERP system does not create advantage. And AI does not create advantage. Advantage only emerges when technology meaningfully improves how organizations identify problems worth solving and execute against them. A helpful analogy here is the construction equipment. A bulldozer does not create value by existing in and of itself. It creates only value when it pointed at the right direction to clear the right objective. Otherwise, it just burns fuel. Technology without problem clarity is just an expensive motion. Technology creates visibility and speed, not advantage in and of itself. People and systems must convert that into visible decisions and coordinated action. Most organizations confuse seeing more and knowing more, and dashboards light up, alerts fire, reports accumulate, yet nothing changes because no one has the authority, the shared interpretation, or the operational muscle to act. This is where many leaders become frustrated with the analytics and AI. They say things like, "We have all the data, but it never changes our behavior." This is not a data problem. This is actually a human and systems problem. Technology amplifies what already exists. If decision-making is slow, misaligned, or political, technology will simply make those weaknesses more visible. Now, most information systems are built for hindsight and not early detection. Historically, information technology has been retrospective. It tells you what's already happened, the targets we've missed, what costs exceeded budgets, and that's useful, but it's not where competitive advantage is born. Competitive advantage emerges before the evidence is complete. Early signals show up as small deviations, behavioral frictions, pattern breaks, customers that are doing workarounds, and operational anomalies. Most systems are designed to smooth these out rather than surface them. It's kind of like driving a car while only looking in the rearview mirror. You may understand where you've been perfectly, but you won't see the turn ahead until it's too late. Now, predictive analytics are important, but they still wait for enough evidence. Predictive analytics improves on hindsight by projecting forward, but it still depends on sufficient historical data to reach any statistical confidence. And this creates a timing issue, because by the time predictive models agree, competitors may already be moving. Most meaningfully, signals appear before they are statistically provable. And this is uncomfortable for leaders trained to demand certainty before acting. But in a fast-moving environment like we have today, waiting for certainty is often the riskiest choice. Now, AI changes the game by helping humans notice weaker signals. And this is where AI becomes generally powerful when used correctly. Now, AI does not give you the answer. AI gives you the scent. It's a useful metaphor here. It's like a hound dog. The dog does not know where the prey is, but it can detect direction long before humans can see anything. It tells you where to look, where to focus your attention, and where not to waste time. Used well, AI will help leaders notice weak signals earlier, surface patterns humans miss, and compare anomalies across domains. They'll also learn to ask better questions sooner, but it doesn't replace judgment, and it just sharpens it. Advantage comes from interpretation and coordination movement, not insight alone. In EdgeFinder terms, technology helps you find meaningful variance, but people must advance that by deciding what to do with it. Systems must fortify the move so it doesn't collapse under pressure. Yet most organizations fail at the advance and fortify stages. They detect something interesting, but leadership doesn't align. Middle management hesitates. Operations cannot absorb the change. Incentives reward stability over adaptation, and as a result, insight decays before it becomes an advantage. Competitive advantage requires moving the pack together. Organizations fail not because they lack data, but because they lacked shared organizational interpretation. The front of the organization sees one reality, and the back sees another. When interpretation is fragmented, actions fragment. Competitive advantage emerges when leaders can interpret those signals together, decide together, move the pack together, and fortify the change so it holds for future value. This is why technology alone can never sustain advantage. People alignment and operational coherence determines whether insights turn into results. So if you want to see where your organization's next competitive signal is hiding, download the EdgeFinder overview. It shows how leaders turn information into insight, insight into coordinated action, and action into advantage that lasts rather than evaporates.